everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today is the day. I'm gonna go ahead and get my planner all set up for 2018. As you know, if you've been following my channel or my Instagram account, I have been using an uncoiled Erin Condren in an A5 binder for the last several months. I want to say March was when I switched over, and I absolutely love it. But I need to put my new planner in here, and so I figured I would make a little video showing you how I do that for the new year, plus show you some additions. So let's go ahead and do that. Right now I've got just, my decorative front. It's still set up for Christmas because it is still December, and I've got my seasonal planner cover right here. In this first section I keep that season, so right now I just have December in here, but when I'm done I will have all of winter, so I'll have December, January, and February. So there's that. This is this week, next week, and then right here I've got a cover. It's actually the former back cover of a Recollections vertical planner, which I cut down to use as a divider. I got rid of the little spirals and I punched it, and you're gonna see me do that with my new Erin Condren. Behind that is a new section as of this year. I figured if I've got a ringed binder, why not use it to its full potential and pick up a couple things that I feel like I could use for organizing parts of my life, but are not offered by Erin Condren. So I went to good old SewMuchCrafting and I picked up some inserts. So I've got this one, passwords, which is super handy because it seems like every website and app requires you to have a username and password, and they all have their own special little things, and I always forget, and then I have to reset, and then it has to be different from what it was before, and it's just, yeah, too many passwords to have to remember. So I got that one. I also picked up the month on 2 pages, Monday through Sunday, and I'm going to use this. Let me switch over. I'm going to show you February because I've already got January info in there, but this is going to be just for pens, and this is tracking finances, bills that get paid on certain days, when we've got special things that are due, automatic payments, all of that. So this one is going to be just for financial planning, just so that when I do a monthly view, plan with me kind of thing, I don't have to be showing the world my personal information. So that's what I'm going to be using this view for. I also picked up a debt repayment plan pack. I think that these are super cool and pretty self-explanatory. And then I also picked up the month on 2 pages in list format. I am a stay-at-home mom, but I also work from home as a childcare provider for my nieces. But as the only stay-at-home mom in a very large family, I often have extra nieces and nephews when there's a vacation at school and stuff like that. So I got this to kind of mark when I have which kids and when I'm getting paid, and I'll put down how much I get paid each time. That way at the end of the year I can put together a form for everyone's taxes. So I think that's going to be really, really helpful for me versus having to just keep it in my whatchamajigger, in my phone. So yeah, those are the 4 things I got, but as you can see, I don't have dividers, and we're gonna make some today. I picked these up. These are index dividers. They were from Target. I think they were $2.99. Obviously they're too big, but I'm gonna cut them down to size, and we will do that in a little bit. So stick with me. We are going to go ahead and uncoil this bad boy. First, I'm going to show you what you need to do all of this. So obviously you need a planner to uncoil. I've done this now. This will be my second Erin Condren that's being uncoiled, but I've also done it with a spiral Recollections planner. Same exact principle. It works just as well. You don't have to do a $50 or $60 planner. You can easily do the $10 Michael's version or whatever you want to do. same principle. So you need a planner. You're gonna need some planner bands or elastic hair bands or binder clips, just something to put over your planner to keep all the pages together when you're uncoiling. Going to need some pliers to undo the spiral for the coil. For covering the pages, you're going to need some sticker paper. I'm going with my Online Labels OL177WX, which is what I use for printing up printables. I've found that you can get about 2.5 months worth of spreads out of one sheet, so you really don't need a ton. You don't need to order 100 sheets in a pack if you are not a printables kind of person. You could probably get away with buying just those 5-pack sheets from Staples or an office supply store, but I do like using white sticker paper because it blends a little bit more seamlessly compared to artist tape, which I have used before, but that has a yellowy cast to it, and it's also really hard to punch through. So for the sticker paper, you're going to need a ruler, a pencil, a craft knife, and you're going to need, to drop stuff, a strong pair of scissors to cut the covers, and then for all of it you're going to need a hole puncher. This is the one from Michaels. If you're going to get their hole puncher, be sure you get the right one. This tealish turquoise is for their A5 planners. The gold one is a personal size. They look very similar in size, but you want the gold. You do not want the gold one unless you're doing personal size. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to try and do as much of this as possible in real time without having to do a voiceover, but the kids are asleep, so when they wake up, I'm going to have to switch over. So first up, you're going to take off your covers, front and back. Come on, off you go. And just set those aside. There you go. I'm going to take this out just so it doesn't flop all over the place. I'm going to take planner bands. This is too loose, but it's going to have to do. Oh, that's a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to stick those just to keep it in one chunk. I can hold it with one hand without them really slipping around too much. All right, now you see that the coil is basically just a spiral piece of metal, and that part goes inward. To uncoil it, you only need to undo one side. So you're going to take your pliers and you're going to move it over. The key to doing this, though, especially if you are going to recoil, like if you are Franken-plannering it and trying to combine a couple of Erin Condrens or spiral planners, you really want to make this, man, I feel like this coil is stronger than last year, or maybe I just forgot. You want to try and make this as round as possible so that when it goes through here, it's not ripping your pages. I mean, I'm going to be covering my holes with sticker paper anyways, so it doesn't really matter if they get torn, but at the same time, I don't want to tear them. I really do think that this coil is stronger than it was last year. It was not this hard before. Okay, so then you're just going to unroll it. Oh, I guess you do need to undo that a little bit. Okay, and then just spin it around. Doing this in real time. I'll probably speed through stuff later on, but as you can see, it doesn't take super long to do this. Come on. And obviously the rounder you get that coil when you undo that one side, the faster it will go. This one's catching just a little bit on pages, but yeah, and I'm already almost halfway through. So keep on going. And we're done. Yay! So you're gonna set that aside. Carefully undo your planner bands or binder clips or whatever. I am going to only be using, oh, I crinkled my vellum. Good thing I wasn't gonna use that anyways. All right, I'm going to pull aside, let's see, I don't need these two. And I'm gonna do just these ones today. So I'm gonna be using my Erin Condren box to hold on to the rest of my planner pages because I don't feel like spending all of my time today putting sticker paper on the sides. So I'm only gonna do the months that I want in there right now, and that is fine by me. So I've got the front few pages, which maybe will go into the back, I'm not sure. But then I've got January and February in here. So I've also got these guys. Maybe we should do that first. Yeah, let's do that. So this is gonna sound scary, but we're going to round off these corners as much as possible without going into the design, but we're gonna cut off all of these spiral guys, and then I'm going to punch that. So just a little bit. Yeah, that's not 100% straight, but whatever. All right, and now we're just going to round those corners a smidge. And round this guy a little bit. Not terrible. That is not bad. Stick that in here. Push super hard. Hopefully it won't bounce my tripod around. Come on. Oh, there we go. And there we go. I specifically picked this cover for my planner this year knowing that I was going to end up doing this to it so that the black background would look nice with my black, there we go, inside right here. So once this is out, it'll look like this. Very nice, very nice. I've got a little bit of my tabs showing, which is fine, but it's covering up the paper part, which is what I was after. And it's a nice separation right there. This one obviously is a little bit wider because it does have this part on there. This is a cover that I ordered from 13 Hours Creations, and I ordered it unpunched, and then I just punched it myself. So obviously this one sticks out a little bit more, but I'm okay with that. So there's that. I'll do the same thing to the back cover in a little bit, but for now, that's what that looks like. Let's go ahead and start covering up these sticker holes. Well, not sticker holes, but you know what I mean. All right, so the way we're gonna do this, we're gonna grab a piece of sticker paper. I'm going to also grab the ruler and a craft knife. So what I like to do is take your paper, you're gonna leave a little bit of space at the bottom, but make it as straight as possible. And then I'm going to cut line right here. Just like cutting printables. We're cutting through the top layer, but not the bottom. This way, this section is a little bit taller than your page. That gives you room to make markings over here for when we're cutting our strips. And then once we actually put it on there, we will chop those little bits off of each page. So this is our area. last year, or at least last year's planner, I needed 3/4 of an inch to put, like, so it's a 3/4 inch strip, and I would stick it down right there and fold it over. So let's see if that works this year. So I'm gonna score that. I'm gonna use a pencil and just mark 3/4 of an inch. Three-quarters of an inch. I didn't show you, but there we go. You can see we've got a mark right here and a mark down here. Now I'm going to switch over. I'm going to line up my ruler with each mark. I take my craft knife, draw that right on down, and then lift up my sticker strip. Bring it over here. I'm going to lay that down, flip it over, I didn't lay it down straight, but it does look like the 3/4 of an inch over here, where it is actually closer to halfway, is good. Over here where I didn't line it up correctly, it's not as great, but I'm not going to look at this page all that much anyways. So it looks like yes, we can go ahead and stick with the 3/4 inch strips, but basically it's going to look like that. And then we're going to take our guy, just make sure that you line it up in the same spot each time, because obviously where you do it over here determines where the holes are. I normally just stick my thumb down there at the bottom and use that as a bumper, so it'll be just like that. There you go, there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and speed you through. I'm going to go all the way down here and mark 3/4 of an inch all the way across, and then I'm going to switch over to my craft knife and ruler, and I'm going to make my strips, and then I will start going all the way across, and you will see how they all turn out. And I will be back when I'm done with January and February. Alright, so here we are back in there, and I feel like that didn't take very long at all. It took me 1 and maybe a third of a page to do the miscellaneous pages that come in the beginning, plus all of January and February. And I'll put the time in right here, how long it actually took me in real time to do all of that, including not writing out, but getting that second page prepped, just so you can see how much it actually took me as far as time to do this. I wasn't always fantastic at lining that up exactly. It looks like to get the best result, you want to line up one of your sides directly with the outside edge of the holes, and that'll give you the best out here. If you want, you could scoot it a little bit more than 3/4 of an inch per strip that you do. It's just, for me, that's what worked. It doesn't bother me that there's a little bit there, and it might make it a little bit more difficult as far as actually measuring out where all those tick marks are on there. So yeah, I think that is super exciting, and it's not too thick. I can still easily close that and have plenty of space right over here with 3 months in there plus my extra inserts. So now the tricky part is doing these dividers. Now, I got the idea to use dividers from a YouTuber. She suggested using dividers because they're thicker. They have a coated feeling to both sides normally, and you don't have to have a laminator to make these. So she suggested using the dollar store file folder thingies, and for me, my Target dollar spot didn't have any that were nice. They were the right size to just cut in half and get 2 out of, but they all had something written across the front. So I went with these dividers instead, but something to keep in mind is that the folded file folders that she was talking about are slightly longer, so you can just cut them in half and have them be the right size. These are a little bit shorter because these are for 8.5 by 11s. So I'm just going to cut them down. So let's see. We're just flying by the seat of our pants on this one. I'm gonna grab one of the sheets from here, probably like a cover sheet. I'm gonna use that as my guide. So, I'm just gonna take that. I'm going to line it up. Like so. I'm gonna use a pencil over here just to mark that, just in case. Oh, I don't know why I just moved that off of there. Did not need to do that. Lining it up again. Oh, you know, I probably should have gone down just a little bit because this is curved over and I don't want my corners just popping out. So let's try this again. Good thing I used pencil, right? So moving that down a little bit, and then, okay, let's try that. I'm going to use my scissors. That. Oh no. Good thing I'm the only one who's going to see this because that is not cute on that side. My goodness. All right, note to self for future divider making. Use the wrong side. All right, let's see how that looks. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, this sticks out a lot, but it's still hidden behind this cover splitter thingy that I'm going to keep in there, which is perfectly fine by me. So I will go ahead and do that. I think that I'm going to keep that out for now. Scoot that, I guess, right there for now. So I've got these other ones. I've only got 4 sections, but clearly I have enough to make 5 tabs. So I'm going to start with the bottom one, and then I think there's going to have to be some overlap. Here are my funky DIY little dividers. This could be better, and I'm probably gonna mess with it a little bit more, try and get this pink line off of here, or I'll cover it in washi. And yeah, but you know what, for now, that is as functional as I need it to be, because I'm the only one seeing this, and I can always buy some from professionals later on down the road. Like, actually, this gold might work very well right there, and that's fine. So yeah, if you stuck with me the whole time, thank you so much. And here is my 2018 setup. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye bye.